What's up, Finding Your Purpose fans? I hope everybody is good out there today. And with that being said, I want to remind everybody to please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And let your friends, let your mom, dad, let everybody know to please like and subscribe to me as well. As I said before, once I get up to 1,000 followers and more, that's when I can finally start doing what I want to do, such as have merch giveaways and all kind of other giveaways for my books coming out and other opportunities that are on the way thanks to you guys now, but we just need to keep growing the platform. So thank you, and don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on all my other social media platforms as well. And with that being said, let's get into today's topic. Sorry. And y'all know I hate to continuously bring crazy topics, but I feel that these topics need to be talked about, you know. And also, before I get started, let me say this. There are some people who try to, just get negative stuff started through social media. And I notice, like, when I do certain topics, or, you know, there's always someone who they'll leave like a nasty comment, or they'll just try to say something to get me to respond. But let me remind everybody, I'm not one of those people on social media that's gonna clap back and forth. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, whatever, listen to my show again. Or if you don't like what I'm saying, move on. Feel free to move on. But if you want a response, and I feel that what you're saying is not response worthy, I'm just gonna delete your comment. But now, if you really want to know what I'm talking about, if you don't understand, or if you want to, you know, put your opinion out there, that's fine. You can do that respectfully. But the reason I ignore things that I feel that are not worthy talking about is because you have a lot of trolls and a lot of people who do things on social media for attention, so they can, you know, snap it and, and troll it around to other social media platforms. I don't have time for that. So, and I'm saying this because, as I said before, I've had a couple of people who they'll just say weird stuff out of nowhere. And I'm like, no, I'm not one of those people on social media that's gonna do the nonsense. So I'm down for, if you want to do respectful comments, if you want me to talk back, respectfully, or if there's a certain topic that you would like to talk about that I haven't touched on, feel free. Let me know so I can do the research, or you can pass it on to me. We can talk about it and get the show going. Or if you would like to be a guest on my other podcast as well, do the same. Just come at me respectfully, with clear thoughts, and we could get this going. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's topic. And y'all, I know you guys have heard about this on TV, maybe through social media, but I feel that it needs to be talked about because it kind of ties into the topic last week, which was growth. Now, you have this creep in Henrietta, Oklahoma. Oh my God. This Jesse McFadden creep who takes his life as well as others. But before we get to that, let's harp on what irritates me the most. Now, apparently, this Jesse guy did 17 years of a 20-year sentence for, you know, taking someone's innocence, if you want to say. If y'all don't know what that means, just think about it. Um, because I'm trying to be cautious because you can't say too many words like that on YouTube. So so he did 17 years out of a 20-year sentence. Okay, cool. But while he was incarcerated, he had a Snapchat, which, you know, that's not uncommon nowadays, because these prisoners, they somehow seem to have access to the same things we do on the outside, such as cell phones, things like that. So, okay, it's not uncommon for him to have a Snapchat, whatever. But apparently, on the Snapchat, here he goes again, talking to underage females. And apparently, he wasn't talking appropriately and all that, which you can kind of figure that out. And here's my thing, this system has failed us many times and it needs to be fixed. Now, you have all this evidence of him doing this while he was incarcerated. Why? On God's green earth, why would you let him out? I don't understand. And yes, there's going to be some people, well, maybe he changed his life around, maybe this and hold on. So he gets out and and during research it doesn't say how long they were together or whatever, but depending on what platform you want to believe, it says that him and this lady were married, but then on another platform it says they were boyfriend and girlfriend. So depending on what platform you want to believe, feel free to believe whichever one. But so he is in a relationship with her, and I'm not sure how swell it was going, whatever. But let's fast forward to April 29th. The authorities go to their property to figure out what happened to him. They went on the 30th, I believe, but this crime happened on the 29th. So they go to the property to figure out what happened to him because he failed to show up for court. And see, he had a court date for the stuff that he got caught with, Snapchat and all that while he was locked up. And while they're there, they discovered this gruesome scene. You know, they discover, all these lives are gone. And he's the one that did it. So, my thing is, although we will never probably get the answer because, the poor lady's gone as well, but why? Why would you take the risk of, talking to someone in that manner to the point to where you move in with them along with your children? Why would you subject yourself to that type of danger? Now, and there's many ways to look at this. You can look at it as, you know, maybe he pulled the wool over her eyes like he was a changed man, like, because he did do 17 years. So you could do it like he pulled the wool over her eyes like, I'm a changed man, when I get out I'm be on the straight and narrow. Who knows, he could have pulled the card, oh, we're going to church, this and that. He could have talked a good game just, so he can have, you know her by his side for his needs. Or maybe she didn't know what he did at all, although that for me is a little hard to understand because we live in a day and age with social media. You couldn't look him up and see what he was locked up for or anything like that. I don't know. It just it blows my mind. And then you have excuse me. And then you have our justice system who on God's green earth, why did you let him out? I will never understand. Why did you let him out? You had all this evidence and all this information. You could have left him in there. Now, because he was let out early, you have a whole nother tragedy on your hands. And as of right now, they still don't know why he did what he did. But if you talk to his previous cellmates, a lot of them say he was weird, you know, He was always, talking about sex. He had all these sexual toys and things like that. Okay, that's should be an alarm right there. Then two, when the authorities searched the home for all these clues and all this evidence, they find all this weird stuff. Like, they also find weird clues, like weird sexual toys, weird things just around. Obviously, this man was not okay. He shouldn't have been let out. And, they say they don't know why this took place. Well, I'm just thinking now, this is just me thinking. I wonder if he did something to one of her kids or their friends, and he didn't want it to get out because he knew he was already in trouble for his previous stuff. So he just said, well, everybody has to pay the price because I'm not doing any more time. Or I'm wondering if his wife slash girlfriend, whatever you want to call her, if she didn't know about his past and then found out and then he flipped, that we'll never know. But you guys, the reason why I say this kind of ties into growth. Remember the topic from last week? The reason I kind of say this ties into growth is because we as people have to make smarter decisions. And I don't like, it's rough when you have to look at someone's decisions and you can't get answers because they're no longer here. But I just want to know, like, did he talk a good game to her, or was she just so forgiving and she didn't look at the possibilities of, something reoccurring? Because why would you even put your children, hell, or any family members in that, you know, way of danger? Why? I don't understand why. And not only them, but their friends. It's not it's not okay. Um, it's really not okay. I just I don't understand. And so that's why I say we as a people, we have to make better decisions. Like, I'm not saying you have to not give second or third chances. Hell, some people need a fourth chance. But you have to look at the circumstances and to every reasoning you're giving them another chance. Now, if it's self defense, okay. If you're out here doing reckless behavior because, you know, you're just lost or whatever may have you. Now, if it's something that, can be fixed with just maybe a little bit of a different style of attention, and somebody right there, that way they know that you care about them, if it's something like that, yes. But when it's shit like that, the shit he was in trouble for before, you know, it's not it's not okay. Taking someone's innocence, making them feel uncomfortable is not okay. And another factor is the victim from his earlier case has she spoke up about it, she's open about it, and she says that he was always known as a creep. He was always known as this creepy guy, whatever. Okay. Which further what makes me further want to know, did this lady, before she got in a relationship with him, married him, or whatever it may be, because like I told you, depending on what report you want to believe, did she not spot any signs? Did she not get this weird, eerie feeling that he's not okay? I don't feel comfortable with him being around my children. I don't feel, comfortable around him. I don't know. Because, he was locked up for 17 years. So that is a lot of time to, you know, get a good plan together and talk a good game. So, he really could have pulled the wool over her eyes. He really could have. Hell, he could have pulled the wool over a lot of people's eyes within a 17-year span. He really could have. So, I don't want to harp too much on her because maybe he did. Maybe he didn't tell her what he did. You never know. Or maybe he told her and maybe she really thought he was a changed man. But, you guys, this is another part of growth. We have to really, really sit back and think before we make these decisions about who we allow around us, as well as our family members, including children, nieces and nephews, grandmothers, grandpas, cousins, whoever. We have to sit back and analyze, okay, would this be a good idea? Especially because, he or she did do that. You have to put all of that in the equation. You can't just right away, oh, they changed. You can't just do that. You can't just write, okay. Look at the reasons why these things happen. Look at how they stack up against each other and see if it's worth taking a chance. Because sometimes it's not. Because look, in this case, it was not worth it. She's no longer here. Her kids are no longer here. And their friends are no longer here. All due to that disgusting creep. So, you guys, let's just take a moment to think about everything before we make our decisions in life. It doesn't matter how small it is. Just think before you make the decision and If the good outweighs the bad, then give it a try. But if the bad is outweighing the good, let it go. And please listen to that voice in your head. We all have that voice that says, yes, you should do this, or no, you should not. Just listen. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't give this person a try. It just depends on the circumstances. What led to this? What led to that? And is it worth giving it a try, especially when you have children and other family members that are going to be around? Do you want to run the risk of something like this happening? And that's all I want to say, you guys, because this is just utterly disgusting and it's so sad. So let's just keep our hearts and minds in Henrietta, Oklahoma. Let's keep these families in our prayers and pray that they band together and heal together. It's going to take some time, but with the good Lord by their side and the good people in this world to help them heal, they will heal. Okay, you guys, I love you guys. And with that being said, remember we are all designed for a purpose, and therefore we all have a purpose. So if you have found your purpose, stand in it. Don't let anybody deter you away from that. And if you haven't found it, it's okay. Keep searching. It's there because we all have a purpose. And I love you all. Stay safe out there, and I will catch you next week.